But the lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. We're going to be diving into free agents, the best free agents, the best players out of contract in 2023 in this summer that Arsenal should be looking at. Some of them are very shocking. Some of them have actually found clubs, but they're the best. And I thought Arsenal should have looked at them before we made any expenditures in the summer. Hit the like button, subscribe to the podcast as well. I want you to react to my list of free agents that Arsenal should sign, but also in the comment box below, name one free agent that you thought Arsenal should have looked at. In my opinion, if I was to go with one, definitely Daichi Kamada. Now, number one is Roberto Firmino. I think he's been really exciting for Liverpool all the years he's been there. They've decided to part ways with him. It's a player that I don't see play in the Premier League again. He might go to Saudi Arabia, he might go to America, he might go back to South America as well. Came from the German Bundesliga, he's been that great. I think, look, if we talk about redefining the false nine role, if we talk about playing in that inverted forward row, he's been so good for Liverpool. Now he's a free agent, he hasn't found a club. Real Madrid looked at him, but now much of the interest comes in from Saudi Arabia. I will miss out Roberto Firmino. He's one of the players that actually score against Arsenal every single time we play against Liverpool. And maybe if he didn't score that equalizer in a 2-2 draw, Arsenal could have gone on to win the Premier League. But because he scored, we did not. But Roberto Firmino is a player that I would love to see at Arsenal. Just rotate with Gabriel Jesus, number one. But then also, because we want a player that can give us that experience going forward in big games, in big moments. Roberto Firmino, Champions League winner, Premier League winner, FA Cup winner, Carling Cup winner, FIFA Club World Cup winner. I would definitely take him at Arsenal as a free agent in this summer. The next one is quite one that everyone is looking at, and that is Marcus Thuram. He will go to Italy. Now, Inter Milan are apparently very close to getting him. AC Milan are also striving to get him, but Marcus Thuram is such an interesting talent. Listen, if I was the owner of Borussia Mönchengladbach, I would be sacking the guy working on player contracts right about now. You can't lose Zakaria on a free, and then the next summer you lose Marcus Thuram on a free. Like, you're not serious. Literally, you're not even doing your job. But Marcus Thuram is a player one to watch. I think we will see him in the UEFA Champions League next campaign. If not with AC Milan, definitely with Inter Milan. Arsenal are looking for that kind of striker that can, settle for around 500-600 minutes per campaign. We're looking for a player who can give us something different, someone who's very physical, someone who doesn't easily fall. Like many Arsenal fans don't like the fact that Gabriel Jesus literally falls all the time. So Marcus Thuram would be such a player. Maybe not want to score for you those headers, but he can be a target man. Very quick, very clinical. He's such a lovely player. Now, he had a very good season for Borussia Mönchengladbach. That's why so many clubs are interested. There were talks about PSG. There were talks about a few Premier League clubs as well. Arsenal linked, Manchester United linked. For a free agent of his profile, I would have thought that Arsenal maybe could have tried to pursue him and sway him into our direction, but Arsenal didn't, and Marcus Thuram could be heading to Italy. But that is the player that Arsenal definitely should have looked at. Number 3 is my favorite, Daichi Kamada. He's gonna go to AC Milan, and I will watch him in the Italian Serie A next season, so there is no question about that. Going to one of my favorite clubs. Daichi Kamada is such a wonderful player. Like, if you see why we wanted Gundogan, you see why we wanted players like Yuri Tillemans in that position. Daichi Kamada is one of the best players to fill that position. Defensively astute, is one of the very hard-working players. Good presser off the ball as well, and those late runs into the penalty area. He's such a lovely player. Now, I also look, I'm very surprised that Dortmund didn't get him, because they're so good at getting such talents from the German Bundesliga. He's coming from entering Frankfurt. They won the UEFA Europa League with Frankfurt. That team, that class of was it 2021? I think that's when they won it. Okay, so Daichi Kamada will be going to, I think, AC Milan. I think it's pretty much done. But he's one player I would have really thought about. He's one player I would have taken at Arsenal. Such a wonderful talent. But let's wait and see. If we get Milan, in the UEFA Champions League, we will actually decide whether he's such a good player or not good enough to play for Arsenal after all. The next one is Adrien Rabiot, linked with Arsenal for quite some time, especially under Arsene Wenger. I'll take Adrien Rabiot at Arsenal. Now, Rabiot is one of the complete midfielders you will ever find in your life. Can play as a DM, can play as a central midfielder, can play attacking midfield, can play right midfield, left midfield as well. I think he's such a talented footballer. Now, Arsene Wenger did try to sign him. That was, around maybe 7-8 years ago. Arsenal, by that time, we were not that attractive. He's played for big clubs only, Paris Saint-Germain, Juventus, and there's no question about his quality. He's he's a France international, and he's managed to write his name on a France team, in a France squad, with players like Antoine Griezmann, with players like Paul Pogba, and N'Golo Conte. That is the quality of Adrien Rabiot. Now, there are rumors that he might stay at Juventus. There are rumors that he might join Manchester United. He's one player I don't want to go to Man United. I don't want him to go there, because we've already seen a weak, crawling Eriksen and what he can do when you partner him with players like Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes. Rabiot is such a different ingredient in midfield. Arsenal, I'm really surprised that we tried to chase Ilkay Gundogan so much and we didn't try to look at Adrien Rabiot. If you're looking for the next replacement, the next best thing after Ilkay Gundogan in that left spot of number 8 in midfield, it should be Adrien Rabiot. And of course, very, very comfortable playing at the best of midfield, very comfortable, playing in a double pivot in that box-to-box role. Arsenal not going for Adrien Rabiot, it is absolutely doesn't make any sense, to be honest. Right, the next one is Wilfred Zaha. Arsenal have been linked with Wilfred Zaha for quite some time as well. Now, Wilfred Zaha will never play for Arsenal. I think I've said that enough time. And I've never believed that Wilfred Zaha is such a quality player to play for Man United, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester City, Newcastle, and those big teams. Now, I do see him at Spurs, but I don't see him at Arsenal. But he's one of the players in this summer as a free agent. I think he's a quality free agent. PSG have been looking at him. Juventus have also been looking at him. Clubs in Saudi Arabia are still trying to sign him. I think with Bukayo Saka not having a partner to rotate with, Wilfred Zaha would be such a very, very good player. Now, at times he plays on that left-hand side, but because he's got that ability to cut inside and release a cracker, how about Wilfred Zaha to be introduced into games in the 60th minute, 70th minute to terrorize defenses and maybe become a game changer? If Arsenal wants a player that can change a game, when Saka has failed, Martinelli has failed, you can bring on Trossard, and you can also bring on Wilfred Zaha, and he will definitely change a game for you. So Wilfred Zaha on my list of players that I think Arsenal should sign. Am I wrong? Am I right about this one? Definitely let me know. Crystal Palace fans, they will miss him. I mean, I don't know how Palace are planning to replace him. Michael Olise is one to look at. I think he's a very, very good player, but they don't have the quality in that Crystal Palace side at the moment to replace Wilfred Zaha. The next one is one that everyone should be trying to sign. Angel Di Maria is going to go back to Benfica potentially, or probably he might go back to Argentina as well. Quality. He's one of the players that Arsene Wenger wanted, and when I look at him, it still hurts me that we didn't sign him. I tell you something, I do not care if Karim Benzema didn't come at Arsenal. I don't care if Gonzalo Higuain didn't end up at Arsenal. I don't care if Zlatan Ibrahimovic didn't play for Arsenal. But one player that I really love during this time at Real Madrid, Paris Saint-Germain, and now at Juventus is Angel Di Maria. Talent that has gone. I think if I'm to name 5 players that we will never see again, for me, Messi, Di Maria, Santi Cazorla, Mesut Ozil, those players there's what we call once in a generation, and there's what we call never ever to be seen again. I think Angel Di Maria is a player never ever to be seen again. His confidence, his ability on the ball, his intelligence, he's such a beautiful player. Like, he makes football look very easy. He makes football look it's an art. And yes, he's come to the Premier League and with Man United, he didn't actually work out. It was one season. He decided to leave. I don't think that can be, I don't think we can judge his career by the fact that he came to the Premier League and he actually failed. A World Cup winner, a Copa America winner, a Champions League winner. He's not an Italian Serie A winner, but definitely he is a French League One winner and also a winner of the Spanish La Liga. Like, this guy is a player that I would love to see at Arsenal for one season, and then he ends his career. I don't know. I don't want him to end his career. I would love him to go to Benfica and play there for quite some more time, because I would love to see him in the UEFA Champions League 1 or 2 more seasons. Angel Di Maria is a player that Arsenal definitely should have looked at, and I would be very glad, because that would be very, very fascinating. Yuri Tillemans is one we've looked at Leicester City last summer. He was among our priorities. This summer is not even on the shortlist. I don't know how he explained that, but Yuri Tillemans has gone to Aston Villa, and I tell you something, he will have his revenge. He will have his revenge, against Arsenal and Mikel Arteta, because last summer he could have gotten a very good move, in my opinion. Liverpool, all these clubs were really interested, but he was sold. He was locked onto a move to Arsenal, and Arsenal eventually let him down. We could have signed him in January. We could have signed him this summer for free. We turned him down. He will have his revenge. I think Tillemans has his own problems, especially defensively. That lack of awareness at times, managers just hate it. But physically, I think he's ready for the Premier League. The numbers he produces in that position, I don't think there's so many players playing in the Premier League that have already been playing in that left pocket of number 8. Look, that is where he plays for. That is where he plays for Belgium. And with James Maddison very, very close to the strikers, he also plays in that box-to-box role at Leicester City. But now he's going to Aston Villa. I think they've got such a very good signing for free. Yuri Tillemans for free. I mean, the transfer market is becoming crazy. Crazy because the prices are very high, but also crazy because players like Tillemans are walking for free, right? It's absolutely phenomenal. But Tillemans, Arsenal should have looked at that one, and the fact that we didn't means that we are never really interested in getting him. The next one is Ilkay Gundogan. Ilkay Gundogan is a player that Arsenal really wanted. Mikel Arteta tried to sign him this summer. The deal didn't come off, and the truth about this one is he always wanted to go to a club like Barcelona, be respectful to Manchester City, be respectful to Pep Guardiola. Do not go to an arch rival in Arsenal now. Go to backup, play your football there. You're gonna be a legend. After all, you have won each and everything throughout your career. He has, does he have a World Cup? Did he win it with Germany? I think he should have won it with Germany if he was, part of that squad. And then he's won, he's won the Champions League. He's won the Premier League, I think 6 times with Pep Guardiola. So in my opinion, it is over. It is over for him in the Premier League. But he's another player that I would love to see at Arsenal. We have a special role for him. And Kai Havertz might be the next player to explode in that role, but Ilkay Gundogan, his game control, his ability on the ball, his intelligence, his ability to, see a pass that nobody sees at a particular time. Look, if you're Manchester City, probably Bernardo Silva is seeing the same pass, and probably Kevin De Bruyne is seeing the same pass. But I think what Manchester City will miss about this guy is the ability to score goals that are clutch, crucial. Last campaign when they won the league, he scored as many goals during the back end of the season as you would have wanted your key players to score. But the season before that, he had scored a brace that made sure that Manchester City beat Aston Villa to beat Liverpool to the title. So that is what they will miss, a player that turns up in clutch moments. He scored a goal in that FA Cup final, actually a brace, both goals in the FA Cup final to beat Manchester United. And he's the sole reason, probably not sole reason, but he's a big reason for them to be having the treble chat right about now. So Ilkay Gundogan is a Barcelona player, but Arsenal tried to sign this one. and we eventually failed. The last one is not the last one, but the second last one is Milan Skrania. My guy, Skrania is a player I love. Like, if there are defenders I love, if there are players that Arsenal should have, tried to sign, for me, it's Milan Skrania. He's such a beast of a centre back, leader, experience, pedigree, ruthless. The guy just has been on top of the Italian Serie A for quite some time, and he's gonna go to PSG now. I think PSG are building also something very, very interesting there. But Skrania is a player Arsenal should have looked at. We just need a centre back. We just need someone who can rotate with Gabriel. Kivio is good, but imagine having Van Dijk. Skrania would be Arsenal's Van Dijk during that period where you're going to have a lot of success. Lastly is Marco Asensio. Again, another player that has gone to PSG, free agent. Marco Asensio's talent is undisputed. His performance and his ability and hunger to perform at a top level is definitely questionable. I think for you to be at a club like Real Madrid, your mentality must be unprecedented. Your mentality must be undisputed. His talent, undisputed. But I think there will be disputes when it comes to his hunger and mentality. But anyway, again, another player Arsenal could have used as an option for Bukayo Saka on that right-hand side. So let me know in the comment box below any names I've left out and any names that you think, no, Cossy, I don't take that one.